Hello and welcome back to the STFU Moment Podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Kristy and I'm here with Akansha. Say hi, Akansha.
Hey, everyone.
And this is the podcast where your excuses come to die. And today we want to talk about a little bit about what the journey can look like and what we invite you to allow it to actually be.
I love that. Okay.
So...
That's a really, sorry to interrupt.
No.
That's a really good way to put it. What you allow it to be.
Yeah. Well, we talk a lot about how, we are the creators of our lives.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I feel like, especially recently for myself, I've been getting so hung up on this goal that hasn't come through yet. And I've been so focused on it. And then I think it was my sister, had to reflect back to me everything I've gone through in this journey. And it just made me so freaking proud. Like, I am so proud of the woman that I've stepped into. And I think that's a beautiful lesson for a lot of people. We get so hung up on the end result, the goal, that we forget about what's happening today. And today is really something to celebrate.
That's so true. It's like pat your back every night for the little accomplishments. Because we're so stuck in celebrating the big milestones.
Yep. But
we forget to really celebrate the smaller things.
We do.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
It's funny because when you want that thing so bad, it's important to hold the vision, right? We talk about this a lot, holding the vision. Like, don't letting yourself waver, don't letting yourself get distracted. But I think there's a difference between holding the vision and letting it be, letting it unravel, and holding the vision with a death grip and trying to control every move and just like this rat race that we enter into. So I kind of want to talk about what both of those look like. And I feel like we've both done the rat race. Like we're comfortable in the rat race, right? So maybe we can talk a little bit about like what that has looked like, and maybe it still comes up, and then we'll go to this other side.
I love that. Okay, let's do that. Because I think the way my brain works is if it's not necessary for me, my brain will start forgetting that part. So I'll try my level best to remember things about rat race.
Yeah.
But yeah, my brain just it just cuts things off that are not meant for me. It just blocks it.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful how the brain works.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't need it.
Yeah.
Live your better life.
So one of my goals is to have like an X amount of number of people on my online studio.
Yes.
And I've been so concerned in these past couple of weeks with trying to figure out how that's going to happen. Like, how can I manipulate the system, the content, the energy to get that here faster? And it's put me in such a high strung, so high strung, and not like the entire time. Like, I had my, like, when I'm working on something, like, it feels like the gripping, and then I go and then I like release, like I'll do like a practice where I can let go. But it's interesting because I forgot, like, you forget the day-to-day things, like like we're talking about, is celebrating the little things. So there was, I filmed some videos, and I was so in the energy of it that I was just like having a time. The time flew by, and I was just having so much fun, and I was creating these different classes and just like getting so in the zone. And I was like, this is the message that I want to come through. This is how centered I want people to be. Like, this is the invitation. And then as soon as that's done, then I go into like the next thing. And then my mind wants to almost pull me back into the rat race, being like, okay, like, how are you going to get this going? Like, let's move, let's push, like, get this information out there. Even though I'm not launching these classes for another, they're not coming out until I think October, actually.
Okay.
For a series that I'm doing in October. So I'm doing them. And so I was talking to my sister and I'm like, I just really want this. Like, I'm trying to do this and this. And she's like, yeah, but like, Kristy, you have this amount of people, which is like a huge accomplishment. And she's like, remember like how badly you wanted this number and now it's here. And she's like, you almost dismissed it. Like, you almost didn't even recognize that you're here and you've moved on. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, what a beautiful awareness that, you know, I can get so sucked in to the doing that I can have those moments of being. And I feel like this happens to a lot of us, right? Like, we can be present for a moment, but then something distracts us and then we're taken away from it. We're taken this. And then there's also the comparison game that we've talked about. So I'm moving back and forth and she's just like, why don't you celebrate the thing that you wanted so bad, right? And so this was interesting to me because I will speak from I allowed myself to get so hung up on the next step on the ladder, the next rung on the ladder, that I forgot to enjoy what I've already accomplished. And I'm just going to toot my own horn for a second, and you can do the same, because we have done so much, like even just in 2026. And it's not about that we did so much, it's that we became the version of ourselves that could hold this process, because the version of us in the past, we couldn't stop for a minute and celebrate. We couldn't let the rat race like pause for a second, right? So this was just such a beautiful awareness that I was brought back into, because if you're not having fun on the frickin' journey, then what is the effing point? Like, seriously, what is the point? I was just like, I'm not having fun. I'm judging myself. I'm comparing myself. I'm making my worth about numbers. And I'm laughing because that's so dumb. Like, it's so dumb. Why would I measure my worth on numbers? Of course I'm going to get those numbers. Of course they're going to come. But you absolutely need to have fun getting through there. And that's not to say that you're not going to hit road bumps or you're not going to hit like things that are going to piss you off and take you out. But when you're in the rat race, like, you can't connect. You can't connect with that version of the person who has those numbers. You can't be the person that has the nervous system to hold it. And so when I'm having fun and I'm creating these classes and I'm like, oh, the message is so clear, I have the invitation, like, I know that the people that are meant to have this will have this, those are the moments that those numbers are going to come, because that version of me, that person who's not in the racing mentality and the hustle mentality, she is open to receive those numbers. Not the person who's like, okay, how can I do this? How can I manipulate my energy? How can I move in a way that this is going to come faster? No, I'm just here. And so it was just, I can laugh at myself about it because it's so hilarious, because we keep coming back to this and it's just a practice. We move into this version of the past that worked for a while. You know, the hustle and the grind, it worked for a while. I got results, but not the ones that I wanted, and not quickly, and there was no exponential growth. It was just kind of like kind of teetering off. But it's laughable because I know now that like the energy that I need to be in is enjoying this moment, regardless of how big the numbers are or small the numbers are, and really being in celebration of this moment, like this moment right here with you, talking about this in the podcast. Like, this is the moment we need to live in, not the one in the future. We can have that vision and we can hold it, but we also need to let it uncurl in the way that it's supposed to. And that's the way to do that, is become that matching of energy to get there.
Well, it also takes a lot of strength and courage, right? To let things be the way they're supposed to be. We were never taught to just celebrate ourselves and live
Mm-mm.
and believe in the process. We were always told that competition is healthy.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be amongst the first three people for you to win. On when you add money to it, or um, success, whatever success looks like to you, when you add that X object into your mind, that this is my end goal, and you hyper focus on it,
Mm-hmm.
your brain continuously starts working in that pattern that it only knows,
Yep.
that we have absorbed through our environment,
Yeah.
people we know. So it's really hard to start unraveling that thought process and really questioning yourself. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Why am I doing this? Why is it important? And a lot of times we humans don't have the courage to answer those questions
Yeah.
unless and until we're put in that situation. So it takes so long for us to understand that rat race is not healthy,
Mm-hmm.
right? X amount, and as you said, like when you're having fun, when you're doing your work, things will come and multiply so much more faster because you're becoming one with the consciousness.
Yeah.
Everything is one, everything is a consciousness. So when you are detaching the end result that you're holding so tight and that you're grasping onto so tightly,
Mm-hmm.
and you start having fun in that moment, that's when you create better.
Yeah.
That's when the energies uplift and you meet people who have the same frequencies,
Yeah.
who have the same energy, and they're like, oh my God, I want to be Kristy.
Mm-hmm.
Look at how vivacious her energy is. She's doing it with so much ease.
Mm-hmm.
She's having fun. And that's how we change. It's
Yeah.
don't get stuck onto holding everything too tight because you're only hurting yourself.
Yeah.
Right? I think I have forgotten how to have fun with Ayurveda.
Mm.
I have forgotten how to have fun in general in my life because some circumstances, and I see my work being affected by it because I'm such in a blah mood. But when you're a healer, you cannot be serving other people with that mood because your energy transmits,
Yeah.
right? So it's how do you recharge yourself?
Yeah.
What do you do? Certain practices that brings you back into your body. When I was working, I remember like the rat race was crazy, the toxic environment, and everyone wanted to be on the top.
Yeah.
But everyone's trying to step on each other to be at the top, and we don't realize how we end up hurting each other.
Mm-hmm.
And even you see it in houses,
Yeah.
when there are 2 to 3 siblings, one sibling is the favorite one, and then the other one, like one who's like still loved,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe not their first, like, okay, we need to do this for them. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like if that happens around. But if I go by what I've heard from others and everything, that creates a void in that child. And the child is like, oh my God, I'm looking for attention. Maybe if I add this to my life, this will get me the attention and love of the people around me. So it's all your mindset.
Mm-hmm.
So when we start to question ourselves, why are we doing this? Is it for them or is it for me?
Yeah.
Okay, if it's for me, how can I do this better for me?
Yeah.
If it's for them, what is it about them that's making me want to do? So there's a lot of questions. And I feel like in that point, self work is definitely like shadow work is so important, but
Mm-hmm.
also working with a mentor,
Mm-hmm.
working with a psychologist, meditating to really help you align with the consciousness. And the only person that can uplift you is you,
Mm-hmm. right?
right? So you have to figure out, like, if you want to be stuck in the rat race and you feel like that's absolutely the best thing that your brain knows and you cannot be out of it, go for it.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not going to be making yourself happy on a soul level.
No.
So what is it that your soul actually wants? What is it that would make, if I have to think, what is it that would make Akansha so happy that every day would feel like a celebration
Mm-hmm.
where I enjoy myself? I used to buy me flowers. I don't remember the last time I bought me flowers.
Well, I know where you're going after this.
Not buying me a flower. But in general, you know, like when we celebrate ourselves, you have learned so much throughout the years. You're an author. You're writing your second book, draft. You have been published. The other book is in review. Or you're finishing the draft and you're already on to the third book. Yeah. You have X amount of people who believe in you, who are like, okay, Kristy's classes are the best classes in the whole effing entire world, and she's the only one that can heal us. Your personality, when you're with people, you light up the room. How are we celebrating those things? Yeah. You know, that's what makes you happy and makes you want to work more into your journey. And balance, yes, absolutely. But I feel like when you love your work so much, you incorporate it in different ways and you allow yourself to take the rest too in that process, because you understand that if I am tired, I cannot pour in. Yeah.
Well, and that's it. Like when I'm lit up, I can go forever. And it takes something that to know yourself, that like when we're talking about this racing towards the end, I could work all day long, but I have to cut myself off, because I know if I don't take myself away to fill my cup back up, then I'm not going to produce the work that is my best.
It's not going to be 100% Kristy, right? Yeah. It's going to be choppy. Yeah. So that's why you need to fill your own cup. Yeah. Self-full.
Yeah. And people feel that energy. They feel like when you're burnt out. They feel when there's like, you know, a struggle or like a pullback. I think it's when you're in that lightness, then you also register yourself. You register what you need in that moment, whether it is self-care or whether like you're like, oh, this idea needs to get down on paper. I need to get to my computer and write it all out so that, you know, in that moment it's coming through, like that seed is blooming into something. And it's not to say like work less and you'll get there faster, but I believe that I can be intentional on purpose and have so much fun in whatever amount of time that I need to do it, and still have, you know, my nights off, my weekends off, or like go for a walk during my lunch, or, you know, call a friend in the middle of the day when they're in crisis, or whatever it is. Like I trust myself that the things that get thrown at me in my day, they don't have to distract me from the vision. They get to add value to the vision, right? So if you know, I have an unscheduled phone call that, you know, is urgent, like I allow that to be myself showing up for that person in whatever capacity they need. Am I going to pour all my energy into them? No, but I'm going to be present. I'm going to, you know, limit the time that we talk, but I'm not going to be thinking about, oh, like I should be doing this, like I can't talk right now, or whatever the case may be, right? I'm going to be present, because having presence to the journey, to this moment in time, that you holding the energy of the vision, no matter what gets thrown at you, I think is far more powerful than you taking off the task list. I think it's so important to check. We hear this phrase, check yourself before you wreck yourself, right? So whatever gets thrown at you, that's an opportunity, a moment that you get to decide whether you're going to hate this journey, whether you're going to loathe it, whether you're going to resent it, whether you're going to be like, I'm ready to throw in the towel, this isn't for me. Or you can look at it as like, this is an opportunity to step into my fullest version and to be authentically me. I don't need to pretend. I don't need to put on a mask. I can just be present to the situation and still have a successful, amazing, beautiful day that I can celebrate when I put my head down on that pillow.
Absolutely. I agree with you 1,000%, because we shouldn't let our schedule rule us. We make our own schedules, like whether it be at work or outside, like your life. And I think that's where like spirituality comes into hand so much more, because I think our consciousness has expanded because we believe in the power of the universe or God or whatever you want to name it.
Mm-hmm.
And we allow that power to control the next aspect of our business. We have this thing where, like, we know, like, for me, I'm religious. Like, God is never going to fail me. Everything is happening for a reason, and whatever needs to happen is going to happen exactly when it needs to happen. You know, and I heard this quote: the flowers don't bloom before their time or season.
Yeah.
Similarly, when the time is right, things will fall into place. Everything is written. And if you feel like for a moment, why? Why not now? Why me? Oh my God, I can never get things right. Why is that person on top? What is it? Look inwards and ask yourself, what is it in this situation that is bothering me to my core that I'm not able to focus on me? And why is this other person? Why is my brain giving control to this other person rather than being in content with what I have and what I can create? Yeah. Because as we said in one of our previous episodes, you can never copy someone.
The thing is with the journey is that when we talk about copying, you absolutely could. Like, if you looked at somebody's strategy or you looked at what they were posting, you could, and some people do this. I've seen this on social media. People copy, like, word for word, caption by caption.
Verbatim.
Yeah. And the thing is that may get you a few extra followers. That may get you a few, the numbers might go up. But I can tell you right now, those followers are not your people. They are not the ones that you are meant to lead. They are not the ones that you are meant to connect with, because your journey, your path is so authentic to you. And when you deny that, when you try to manipulate that or control that, or to, see someone else's success and try to replicate it, you aren't going to feel the satisfaction that you would if you just trusted yourself more. Whether you are religious, whether you believe in a higher power, trust in yourself first and foremost, because that is connecting in. Trusting in yourself is connecting with a higher power.
Absolutely.
And you need that level of self-trust to walk the path. And when we talk about walking this path, you choose every day what you're going to do, how you're going to move through it, how you're going to show up, and what energy you're going to bring. So go ahead.
It just reminds me what you just are talking about. So yesterday when I was out for dinner with a friend, she told me that my hair oil has been such a life changer for her. And so I've never taken a penny from her. I just give it because I'm like, if it's helping you, why not? We share so many things. Like, in friends, I think, like, money should be very, like, it should not even be a context of topic. So she was telling me that someone was asking her, how is her hair looking so healthy? What is she doing? And she posted the oil on her story. So someone in her follow list asked her to send a screenshot of the ingredient list so they can make it at home. And my friend was like, I told her absolutely not. Like, you buy it from this company. I'm not ripping this company off. And I was like, thanks. But you could. Like, you can take this screenshot and give it to them because it's just the ingredients. The techniques and everything are so different. And if someone cannot afford the whole bottle and they want to try to remake it, go for it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think so. There's anything wrong with you trying to copy the ingredient list. It's just the intentions differ and the patience and everything. And
it's
then
authentically you.
Exactly. And then you find out, like, oh my God, it takes so long. I much rather buy the bottle
from
someone else.
Yeah. And some people need to figure out that is maybe part of the journey too, is like figuring out what the path looks like for you. Are you going to replicate somebody else? How does that feel? for everyone that I've known that have copied a strategy or copied whatever, and I shouldn't say copied. They weren't some people do verbatim, as we said, but other people are just trying to get the hang of things. They found that it was such a pull. It was such a struggle. They were dragging their feet. They're like, I don't love this. So in my eyes, why would you do something that is such a chore? Do I love what I do every day? Not every day. Some days I'm like, I could just not do this. But once I get going, I'm like, okay, no, I love it again. But why would you create that barrier for yourself in your own path that makes it that much harder to get to that vision? You aren't enjoying the process. You aren't enjoying the journey. And then guess what? That journey falls short because you give up, because you're like, this isn't working. I saw this person doing it. It worked for them. It didn't work for me. I'm giving up now.
Because you're not connecting. It's not your path. You have to figure certain things out. As I always say, rather than copying, be inspired to create, because there's a spark in that. And when we just copy everything, that spark dies. And we stop having fun. To me, I like to make mistakes. I love that. That makes me so human. So when even when I'm creating content, it doesn't have to be perfect.
No.
Learn to make mistakes, and if people laugh, let them laugh. You're never going to see them personally in your life. And I think that's just I think our experiences have led us to this space where I can confidently say, you can think whatever about me that you want, and it will not affect me, because that's not the energy I'm looking for. But not everyone is at that position. So you have to work with what your soul is telling you. What is your purpose? What do you want to create? Okay, if you're not able to be confident enough to go online and talk about it, make a script. Write it down, look at it, talk, and slowly you'll be so confident, and your ideas will start coming because you're believing in yourself. When we stop believing in ourselves, that's when, everything becomes chaotic. That's when we're like, maybe I know I have X amount of followers, but I seriously want the XYZ. So I'm going to really, disconnect from this. But Kristy, you have X amount of followers. Where are we going to celebrate?
Exactly. No, and that is such a beautiful lesson. And I think there was an influencer, I can't remember her name, but it was on Instagram. And she was going on a brand trip. There are these things called brand trips that I've just learned about, which I think is such an awesome idea. So the brand pays for this trip for these influencers to go showcase the products. They have an event, an itinerary all weekend, and it's just so fun. And they're usually going to a really cool destination. And she posted, she's like, when all of you laughed at me for posting makeup videos while I sat on my apartment floor, she's like, I'm so glad I did. And so she was talking about the ridicule. She's like, people thought I was cringe. People thought I was insane. They're like, who are you to think that you're an influencer? 5 years later, she's like, I'm going on probably thousands of dollars brand that's been paid for first class, all the bells and whistles. And she's like, and if I hadn't posted those cringy makeup videos sitting on my floor in my apartment, she's like, I wouldn't be here. So
Absolutely.
If anything, do the thing, do it cringy, do it bad, learn, make it bad lighting, all the things, but do it, because that's how you learn. That's how, those intuitive hits, your authentic self start to shine through, and that path moves forward and forward. And 5 years from now, you might be on a brand trip. 5 years ago, I hoped that I was going to be on a podcast. I hope that I had a podcast, and then the series of events that led me and decisions led me to you. And here we are. So trust your path.
Absolutely. I think trusting your path is so important. And that kind of also reminds me really quickly, I want to chime in and say this. So I used to be that person who would be like, I have not achieved anything. Simply discrediting myself and everything that I've created. And a friend of mine And I was telling her, I was like, Mish, I don't know. I don't feel like I've achieved anything. She's like, well, what are you talking about? You came so far. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I haven't achieved anything.
Okay.
And she just looked at me. She's like, okay, this was a concept. Then it started in a basement. Then it took a hiatus. Then you opened a store. Now you have a store where people are coming in and booking. I was like,
a store and a pop-up.
I was like, yeah, but you know, it's not. And then she literally told me, she's like, I will slap you. I was like, wow. Why? She's like, the reason, and I remember this so clearly, okay, and it stuck with me. It's like, the reason you feel like you have not achieved anything is because the point you get to what you wanted, your bar goes higher.
Mm-hmm.
And you climb onto different things. So your bar keeps on rising, but that does not mean that you're going to discredit everything you've done. But as always, remember, Kristy and I are not ahead of you, not behind you, walking in this path alongside you. And until next time.